Hey Pisces, Aries, Cusp. Have you ever noticed that sometimes love arrives in your life, but for some reason you struggle to fully receive it? Not because you don't want love, not because you aren't worthy of love, but because somewhere along your journey or the journey, your heart learned certain survival patterns that made receiving love feel more complicated than giving it. And Spirit is like showing me here in this reading, it isn't really about finding love. It's about learning how to accept it differently. Because, many of you have spent years being the strong one, the understanding one, the healer, the giver, the person who carries everyone else's emotions. And when it comes to allowing yourself to be loved, supported, chosen, and cared for, something inside like hesitates. So we're going to dive in here to the cards before us and see what Spirit wants you to know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for leaving comments, the donations, those of you that do book personal readings. And then again, another shout out to Cindy for the donation for the lid lamp. I haven't got it yet, but it will be coming soon. I just want to give an extra shout out to you. Thank you so much for your love and support. And let's all dive in. So your first card is the energy. So is the Queen of Swords. So my Pisces Aries cross, this tells me that when it comes to love, you lead with your mind before your heart. Now, there's nothing wrong with wisdom. There's nothing wrong with healthy boundaries. There's nothing wrong with protecting yourself. But what Spirit is showing me here, that many of you became so skilled at analyzing people that sometimes you struggle to simply experience love. You observe, you evaluate, you question intentions, you look for red flags, you prepare for disappointment before disappointments even arrive. And honestly, I understand why. Because the Queen of Swords often comes after those lessons, that heartbreak, the betrayals, the fuckery, the lying, and you get it, right? Everyone's situations are different, but it's very similar. And after being disappointed by people who promised more than they actually delivered, this energy actually feels like someone who has learned to survive through the emotional intelligence. So what Spirit is saying here is that your wisdom is a gift, but your walls are not. So some of my Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, the souls here are learning to accept love through a filter of caution. You maybe have unintentionally tested people, kept emotional distance, or waiting for proof after someone has already shown up constantly. Or maybe you wait long after someone has already shown up consistently. Now, the challenge here isn't that your standards are too high. The challenge is about allowing your heart to feel safe enough to soften again. So let's move to how can you improve the way you love. Well, we do have the Knight of Wheels here. So this is air energy coming through, all right? And here we have earth energy coming through. So this card actually feels incredibly grounded, all right? What Spirit is saying and showing through the energy here is patience, consistency, and reliability. The lesson here is that healthy love often arrives much slower than exciting love. That many of you have been conditioned to associate the intensity with connection. But a Spirit says real love often grows quietly. It shows up repeatedly. It keeps its promise. It remains present when life becomes difficult. And the Knight of Wheels here is just saying, or is bringing forth the teaching energy that you receive love by allowing relationships to unfold naturally instead of rushing towards certainty. Spirit's also saying some of you are trying to figure out where something is going before you've maybe allowed yourself to experience where it is. So what Spirit's also saying, trust actions more than promises. Allow consistency to build trust. Allow time to reveal character. Allow yourself to receive support without feeling like you owe something in return. The kind of love that you attract, I'm hearing, is justice. Now, beautiful souls, this can resonate whether you are in a relationship, whether you are single, or whether you're doing self-love, because this energy, improving the way you accept love, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic love, all right? It can be with anybody that is in your energy. It could be friendship, it could be work colleagues, it can be romantic, it could be platonic, all right? So beautiful souls, jumping back in here to the justice card here, the kind of love that you attract is justice. And this is really fascinating, right? Because justice tells me that you attract karmic relationships, relationships that teach us lessons, relationships that mirror your belief around yourself, about yourself, relationships that bring balance. You attract people who reveal where healing is still needed, but you also attract people who reflect the standards that you've developed. And the more you value yourself, the more the quality of your connections changes, all right? So Spirit is showing me here the scales are balancing itself, all right? The energy that you give is the energy that you're learning to receive. And for some of the Pisces, Aries, Cusp souls out there are finally reaching a stage where they no longer are available for one-sided relationships. Justice says love becomes healthier when you stop negotiating your worth. Then we move into how you can change the vibration around love, right? We're moving into the vibration towards the surrounding love. Yeah. How your vibration around love, all right? Which is the 5 of Wands here. Very interesting. Okay. So now, at first glance, we might think this is conflict, the 5 of Wands, all right? It's fighting, it's competition, it's comparison, it's the internal struggle. So I'm hearing some of you are carrying a belief that makes love a little bit harder than it actually needs, all right? Comparing maybe your journey to others, maybe comparing your relationship status, maybe comparing your healing timelines, wondering why things happen differently for you. And what Spirit is saying, stop fighting yourself. Love flows more easily when you stop viewing life as a race, when you stop believing you have to prove your worth, when you stop seeing relationships as something that must be earned. Like your vibration actually shifts when you move from that competition to the confidence, from sacrifice to trust, from chasing to allowing. The baggage that you carry here is baggage around love, right? It's the 6 of Swords here. And this feels quite emotional. The reason why I'm saying is because Spirit is showing old disappointments, the heartbreaks, the old endings, the people you thought who would have stayed forever, situations you never fully received closure from. You know, those situations. Many of you have moved physically, but emotionally a part of you is still carrying pieces of these experiences, not because you want to, but because those experiences changed how safe love feels. So what I'm hearing here is that you learn to expect departure, all right? You expect these people to leave. And because of that, some of you are prepared for the endings before the relationships have even had a chance to grow. Now, what Spirit's also saying here is that they want you to know that not every person is also your past. So if you did recently come out of a bad relationship and you're now close to meeting new people and mingling to meet the right people, right example, right? Just remember that not every person is your past. Not every connection is a repeat of an old wound. And this can also be with friendships too, all right? Some of you have struggled with love surrounding friendships and other people, like platonic relationships and work colleagues and things like that, all right? And so basically this can be done in many situations. So remember, always take what resonates, leave the rest. And remember, this can be your past, it can be your present, it can be your future. Now, so we're moving on now from finding how you can release a baggage, all right? And here, how you can release a baggage, we have the World card, which is quite beautiful, is that the world is completion energy. This is the integration, the wholeness. What Spirit is saying here, that healing doesn't come from finding someone who fixes your wounds, right? Healing comes from actually realizing that you're no longer living inside those old chapters. The world says that you are ready to stop identifying with what actually hurt you and ready to stop defending or defining yourself through the old disappointments. It's like saying, be ready to recognize, and what Spirit's saying, actually recognize actually how much you've actually grown, because underneath all this energy, here's Pisces energy coming through with the Hangman. And this is a card where Spirit is whispering here through the entire reading, new perspective, a different way of seeing love. So my Pisces Aries Cuspers is what Spirit is saying here is, they're actually asking you a question that, what if love is not something you need to chase, earn, fix, or control? What if love begins the moment that you stop expecting it to arrive through the same painful lessons that you've always known? You know, the cycles that just keep repeating. Because perhaps maybe the biggest transformation I see here isn't attracting new love. It's about allowing yourself to receive differently. And that changes everything. So beautiful souls, thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. And letting me know in the comments, how did this resonate? If it helped you in any sort of way, let us know in the comments, all right? Thank you for hitting that like button, being subscribers here, for the donations, those of you that do purchase the mini personal readings, and I will check you around in the next one. Love and light, beautiful.